Welcome in everyone to the Challenge After Show. Happy Halloween. Tonight, Pamela and I are talking about the Challenge, season 41, episode 14 of Vets and New Threats. We have to boogie.
We have to
That's right.
boogie.
We have to boogie. We
Yep.
gotta win it. We don't boogie, we ain't gonna win this thing.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yep.
Nice. I like your Halloween outfit. We came up with these this afternoon. Quick and
Yes,
easy.
thank you. It's like the theme is Halloween of my headband. It
Right.
lights up, which I just learned right before the show, so I'm
Oh,
pretty
did you
excited.
just turn that on or was that already on?
No, it was already
Oh,
on.
you
It was
angled it. Yeah,
blinking.
I
Oh
can really
yeah.
see the lights now. There they are.
Woo!
Very
Yeah,
cool.
pretty cool. I have a Halloween dress that I wear tomorrow that says like boo,
Hmm.
scary, and it has pumpkins on it. It's just the theme is Halloween.
Very nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
And tell us about your
Oh, I mean, yeah. This wig is from a dog costume for the character of Ariel from Disney
okay.
that Rosie wore last year. And then these are her. We got Rosie cat ears so she can be a cat dog or a dog
Oh,
cat. So she's gonna wear
all
these
right.
this year, and I
So
put them
you're
together. So I'm wearing all of
Ariel.
Rosie's. I'm wearing Rosie's. She doesn't seem too upset by it. Okay. All right, let's get into this week's episode. I love this episode. So many fun things happened. Let's start from the top. And Theo lets everybody know if you want to take out the boss, don't put in the workers. And this is what I said last week. I said, if you guys want Theo and Adrian to go home, put them in against some competition. And yeah, I mean, they really don't care at this point. They're just going to keep throwing them in no matter what, and that's what they want to do. But then they also want to get upset when Theo tries to make a move because he's throwing Hail Marys. And you know what? I'm all about it. Like, why y'all get mad at Theo for trying to stay in the game when he's been in three times in a row and he doesn't want to go in a fourth? Let him. He's going to try anything at this point. So don't get mad if he comes after you because you went after him three times. Maybe you're on Team Nani for this. I can't. I'm excited to talk. Oh, okay. I'm
I
excited.
mean,
I'm
okay.
excited.
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
think there's a way that both parties could have been more informed, but at the same time, I like the move that Theo decided to make, game time decision, make Nani not be able to think about it. That made it much more interesting than if he had pulled her aside ahead of time and said, "Hey, look, if you don't put in Aviv and Yermi, you're obviously Turbo's going to have to go in because we're going to make sure that vote goes that way." Interesting. Yeah.
I'm not mad at Theo for throwing a Hail Mary. I like Theo's theory of we don't want these people in a final. Again, I'm with you on that. I thought it was a little dirty. And again, I'm not on either team hardcore, but to say, oh, you want to help Turbo, right? Well, then you better pick one of these people. I mean, it was a sneaky move and he knew it and
Oh,
it
but it
is
was
what it
yeah.
is. I'm not mad at it. You got to do what you got to do, but I also liked her like getting pissed and being like, well, then great, then we'll put in Anissa. You want us to pick another team and we'll put in your girlfriend.
Right.
Like, I liked Nani's response because it's
So
like, you want to
Nani,
play dirty, I'll play dirty.
and
It doesn't have to be,
my response to that is, all right, go ahead and do it.
well, exactly. But it was at this point, it's not even because obviously Theo and Adrian are doing well. So it's not like they think it's an easy win, but I do think at this point there's alliances. They've been said a million times, blah, blah, blah. It's just the easiest way to go. And I get that. I totally get that.
Yeah.
I would like to bring up again, well, first of all, enjoy this unblurred version tonight, you guys, so you can see our pets. You can see maybe Rosie will wake up in the background. There's my cat. There's my dog.
I was
Um,
like, the plant's a dog, and then you pan down.
yeah.
I was like, okay, there's the dog. I got you.
Listen, since we lost Carter, I've been like, hi, plant, hi, doggy. No, it's been real. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
We got a real new dog.
I know you did.
Um, and they're both black, which is not great for photography. I don't know if you've ever had a black pet.
My brother has a black dog, and you can't even see the poor girl's eyes or anything. She's just a blob, a fur,
Yeah,
a
you
bunch like a
can.
fur jacket. If you try, he puts her over his shoulders, like, oh, are you wearing a shawl? Like, I don't even. Yeah, 100%.
Yes, it's like anyone that is the second child or like it's now Hober and Dilly, the new cat and dog. Carter and Larry just So that's all I had pictures of. And now with these two, you can't ever see them in pictures. It just looks
Yeah.
like a lump, so they don't get photographed as much.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
All right,
Their second
back
child.
back to the
Back
show. We got
in.
8 teams left at this point, and they bring this up at the beginning of the episode. It's kind of 3 teams versus 5 teams. And it's like, I think, what I love and what usually happens on the show is when you win a daily challenge, you have a perk that comes along with that. Whether that be you get to save a team or you get to put a team into elimination and the rest of the house can. This season, or at least for this part of the season, the winning team gets to be safe, but they don't ever get to make any decisions. And in fact, they lose a vote. And this is what's being brought up in this episode a lot, and something that's really important because the teams are dwindled so down. If a part of the alliance wins and the other part of the alliance loses, they both don't get a vote, and that's exactly what ends up happening for Theo tonight. And he brought up an excellent point during the daily elimination. He's like, it would be nice to win, but you know what? It's actually not a bad thing if I don't win because I'll get a vote as long as I don't finish last. And I mean, him and Adrian, they ended up finishing third out of the 8 teams, so they were way up at the top for this one. And it was just such an interesting perspective for this season. It's so different than what we've seen in the past. Winning, you don't necessarily
Players
need to win. It's not necessarily the best option for you at some point in this game. So very interesting for sure.
This was like the gods were definitely smiling on team Theo and Adrian with
Yeah.
just the sort of luck of the way things shook out this time, because that was the best case scenario for them is to have two of the Super Alliance teams, which have five on their side. There, Theo and Olivia one have three.
Yep.
So to have two of those five in that position, so it would be three versus three, it worked out well for them. Um, I again, so they were talking about the Super Alliance. Does Michaela know she's in an alliance with Yermi and Aviv? Because I have to bring up again that last week she was trying to throw them in,
Yeah.
which I think is pretty shitty. Again, not to pile on Michaela, but why are you doing that? It's you have the numbers, you don't need to be doing that. I thought it was going to come into play this week far more than it did. We saw
Right.
one scene of Adrian at the club trying to sort of scare Yermi and Aviv by saying they were at the bottom of their alliance. But I thought she was going to say, yeah, last week Michaela was trying to get you thrown in. And
Yeah.
that didn't happen, or at least we didn't see it. So,
And Aviv actually kind of was upsetting me tonight because she was all like, "Oh, do you Adrian, do you realize what you've done? Like you're gonna regret this decision forever," or whatever she said about like coming to me and trying to stir the pot. It's like, yeah, what is the Super Alliance? What are you not seeing here from the you? Why is it so hard for you to see the other side of what's happening here? They're doing their best to stay in the game. So how can you be that mad that they're trying to sway the votes? I don't like. Can Aviv just say we're not going to? And same with Yermi. Yermi's like, yeah, we're not going to do that. It's like, okay, yeah, but like you understand where they're coming from, right? You are still going to vote them in no matter what they say to you. So kind of chill out that she's trying to make a move here. I don't
of
see.
course, well, no one likes it. Feels shitty to feel that way. Of course, you're going to respond as a human. Am I mad at them? No, you got to do what you got to do. But I understand feeling like you better look out now. It's the same I can say for Sydney, spoiler alert, being like, I thought when I went in, I would be happy and it would be like on my terms. Like, no, bitch, that's not how this goes. Oh, I thought I would be like prepared to go to elimination and happy about it. Sorry, Sydney, that this is
Yeah,
the first time down there as a rookie. Again, not mad at anyone, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. It's people are
her.
going to get upset, but
Yeah,
that's the
she had some shady things to say again about Theo tonight too, about him being blind in one eye. She said it multiple times. See, you laughed at that too. Like, look, I'm saying, like, I'm not offended by any of that type of stuff. But like, if this was like reverse, where a guy said it about a girl being blind or something, I just feel like there'd be like an outrage towards it. But like, it's totally okay for her to, oh, even Theo with his only one good eye can tell that we're good or whatever
right.
she said. I'm like, and she said it twice. At least they showed it twice. She probably said it more. I don't know. Like to me, like type of stuff. It's like, why is Sydney getting away?
Well, that was a bit. She was saying even when it doesn't even take two good eyes to see we're the best team in town.
Yeah, but you're
She's
still
smack
too.
talking.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a I mean, I don't think she's like, and he can't like it was a shit talk being
it
like, you don't
was.
need two good eyes to see. Right. It's like
I
even with a
know, but
busted
man,
knee,
I mean,
you
I
need to
guess my point
run
is,
from
Pamela, would you want to have one good eye or two good eyes? I think most of us want to be able to see out of two eyes. So it's like to me, it's like that sucks that Theo can only see out of one eye. It
Of course,
blows.
of
I mean,
course.
I wouldn't be happy with that. So like, I wouldn't. I also wouldn't want someone talking. I mean, look, personally, I don't care. I'm just saying, if it's reversed and a girl's saying this about a guy saying this about a girl, I think the girl would get offended by that. I'm just saying. I do.
I think it was I think it was a line. I think if it was a line, like if it was Sydney that had had, it's obviously not debilitating Theo that badly. It
Is that well?
would
But
be
it still
bad if
is.
he was like,
Is that's my question to you then? Is it considered a disability? Because if it is, that those people that are blind in one eye might be really offended by that. I'm just saying.
I'm moderately blind in one eye or half blind in one eye.
A
Not
doctor told you
offended.
this?
Oh yeah, no, but I had a childhood injury, not
Oh,
unlike Theo's. I was like 2 months old. Don't
well,
remember
and
it,
if so, if
but
you weren't offended by it, then I guess I'll have to let it go.
I mean, I don't feel visually disabled or care enough that I do. As I'm getting older, though, I'm like, I don't want to drive at night. It is, I think, just age too. But I'm used to it. I think it's good old smack talk. Like if she had a twisted ankle, it's like, you better not get it twisted, Sydney. You're going in tonight. Like,
Yeah,
I
but a
understand that.
twisted ankle will heal and she'll be back to her normal self. He's literally not going to regain vision in that eye, I'm pretty sure.
I think people that are like Theo as being a winner right now, it's like someone saying about Jordan, and now maybe I'm creating a terrible thing, but it's like, you don't need two full hands to clap back at this bitch. Like it's a smack talk. So you're smack
Yeah,
talking. I
I
mean,
again making fun of someone's disability. Not sure that
trying to
that's cool.
think,
I'm just saying.
let's think, hold on, of a female that has some sort of
Well,
thing
well, okay. How
that
about the latest girl on Love Is Blind? She was apparently going to be going blind. Like, did you watch the new season?
love really is blind. No, I
You never seen? You
haven't
haven't
watched it.
seen again?
I've seen it before. I just haven't been watching this season.
Oh, it was pretty decent. But anyways, one of the girls on it apparently is going blind, and she might someday be completely blind. So to be dissing on her for having
No, that's horrible, but it's a different, if she was saying, you have to take context. Theo's smack talking them, they're smack talking back.
right. No,
Again, it's not ruining his
no, no. Look,
it's
I'm just saying they made it personal. Whatever is what it is. All right, let's
yeah,
move
no,
on from
Sydney's a
Theo's
little
eye.
bitch.
I'm
I
done with
mean,
talking
listen,
about it.
I'm not Sydney says, I think everything she says is super obnoxious.
And
So
that's
I
the
don't
thing too.
think
Like I liked her a lot at the beginning of the season. The more and more she keeps talking about how great she is, I'm like, okay, well, t tonight you hung by a rope and Theo saw he solved the puzzle. Turbo, you didn't do anything here. You didn't
yes.
literally do
And the
anything.
entitlement, I don't want to be going down tonight, was essentially her. Well, listen, Sydney, nobody does, but we have to give a fun shout out to Dr. Turbo in the beginning before the competition.
Oh, his therapy session.
Turbo's therapy session. Um, did you homeless?
Yeah,
No.
no.
Did you?
You grew up in L.A., Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
You don't have any problems. And
You don't have any
I was like,
problems.
you know what, Turbo, that's actually a pretty good perspective because, like, honestly, if she really did grow up in Beverly Hills, I'm pretty sure that yes, you can still have problems and stuff, but a lot of them are solved by a lot of the situations with you living
Right.
in Beverly Hills. Just throwing it out there.
And I hate when people are like, I have kids, so I need to win. So I therefore also hate like you grew up in Beverly Hills, you're a lawyer, you don't need the money as an argument. But at the same time, when you're from a third world country or
Right.
something, like remember when Tori went to visit what's
Emmanuel?
his name? Emmanuel.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't have a heater. Like we
Right.
are as Americans, for him to say, like, then you don't really have real things to complain about. I heard that. I get
No,
it.
I hear you.
Like, were you
No, I
eating
did too. I was like,
lipstick?
wow.
All
I
right.
mean, yeah,
Like,
that's
of
something
course,
that
it's all perspective. Of course, we're
right.
going to complain and have it's all relative
It's all
to.
relative. Right, right, right. I complain and I'm like,
I'm
what am I
still going to
complaining about?
complain.
What am I ultimately complaining about? I have my
Right. Like,
health.
are you homeless? No. Are
No,
you, right. Are you, and when you
right.
look at it like that, yes. But anyway, Theo was hilarious. He said something else funny during that. That
Look,
was
I mean, this is obviously my favorite season of Theo. I'm a huge fan now.
Tur-
If you look
Turbo.
at his like
Oh, Theo
elimination,
and Turbo. Sorry, we're both of them funny.
oh, okay. But with Theo, definitely my favorite season for him. If you look at his elimination record now, he's like 8 or 9, 8-2. It's absurd. I mean, this is what he's gonna get from keep getting thrown. If he keeps, I mean, look, he could have a ridiculous elimination record. So yeah, huge fan of Theo. Love everything he did. I don't really feel that bad for Nani. She just happened to be the one. Look, so the and I found this out tonight because I didn't really know how this worked, but whoever gets second place, they get first. They get to say the first name during the
That's the
jury.
order. Okay.
We learned that tonight because then
Yes.
Theo and Adrian, who got third place, they got second. They got second choice. So all right, and also I want to say props to Nani though as well for having an amazing season too, because even during her daily before we found out what was going to happen between her and Theo, another amazing elimination win for her. I underrated under whatever Justin a lot, and he's really good as well as a competitor for sure. Solid, doesn't get worked up, steady hand, does his thing, and gets it done. So props to
Yeah.
Justin too. I underestimated him is I think the word I was
I
looking for.
think
Yes.
that perhaps we all underestimated Nani because in every season up until now, she's been the Adrian to the Theo. She's been sort of the one standing back and taking the lead of a Bananas or a Turbo
Turbo.
or
Yeah.
someone outspoken and more assertive. And she's doing a great job of leading her rookie into victory. And we're seeing that. And go Nani. Also, go Nani getting some with Will, who stay hot, Will, because what an asshole, but I guess he's like,
Well, she says he's a kid all the time, except for when they're in the bedroom. Then he
I know,
becomes a
I
man.
mean,
I'm
I
like,
like that. I like that she's like, I love, someone said somewhere, like on the internet, the best Nani is a single Nani, and I'm
sure,
so
100%
on
it is.
board
Yeah.
for that. And
Yeah.
I'm happy for Nani. I don't like him very much. He seems like an asshole, but he's cute, I guess. Stay hot, keep doing the good, keep boning good.
Yeah, I mean, so and there was one moment tonight where Will like started yelling at Theo during the daily, but I that at that and because most of the time Will's been upsetting me too, but at that point I was like, in Will's defense, Theo was wrong with the number that they gave them, and they went all the way into that freezing water to type in a number that Theo was like, yeah, it's 1960 or whatever he said went for the code, and it definitely wasn't. So when Will came back to resolve and Olivia's talking to Theo like you were wrong, Theo's like, well, give me the numbers again so I can retry. And Will's like, shut the F up, let me do it now. I didn't blame. I was like, okay, you know what? That's okay, Will. But at the same time, then don't take Theo's advice from the first place. Like, just solve it
Right. You
yourself.
can't
Like,
cheat
what?
off someone and then be like, you didn't get B
Right.
right. Like, you can't get the answer and then be pissed. I mean, you can, but
I
I
still don't blame him
like,
for being like, all right, all right, at this point,
well,
I'm gonna try. So,
it's funny because I use the F word and it doesn't bother me when I do, but hearing someone say, like, shut the fuck up, like, I find it jarring and so
yeah.
I think when I say fuck, it's like, that's fucking great. I feel like I use it in a positive way
Right.
typically. Someone saying like shut the fuck up to me is jarring to me.
Yeah,
That's
it's
exactly the line
strong.
that I was like, Will's nasty. Don't yell at Theo because he gave you the wrong answer. He was trying to help. He got it wrong. This leads me to my question. And then we had this question on another episode, and the answer was no, they're all the same. In this one, didn't they have different codes and answers?
Yeah, yeah, it looked
Okay.
like 100%. Yeah. Yeah. And that was
So,
they had a board of like 40 different symbols, so it was super easy for them to every single person got a different code. This is the way it should have been done
right.
at that stupid mini final, and then a lot of things wouldn't have went wrong there. And then also just monitoring them how they're eating it. Like how hard is it to say, I just saw that girl chuck an entire onion into the woods. Like what are we doing here? But
Yeah.
we
No,
digress here.
but with the Will, yeah, Will, this is the second time he's like gotten mad at someone for not cheating good with him. And not that I'm saying it's cheating. I understand that for their alliance,
They're
they're
on this.
doing it.
They're in the
I get
same
it. I'm
alliance for
not
at
mad
least that moment. Yeah.
at him getting the answer. I'm mad at him responding like you were wrong and then being, I thought, overly. I just think Will has a short fuse and is very immature, I guess, is at the end of the day. It's like, yell at Theo because he got your answer wrong.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, I again at the same time though, they gave well, I looked at it from the other side where they gave Theo a chance. He messed it up on him and he was just frustrated because he was
Right.
trying to solve it beforehand too. It wasn't like he just said, "Hey Theo, give me the answer." He tried to solve it. They couldn't get it. He asked Olivia asked
They
Theo for it.
gave
It
him
wasn't
a
even
chance to help him.
but hold on
That's
though,
like
but it
a
wasn't
favor.
even it was Olivia and Theo. Will was just kind of there by. He was just, adjacent to it. I don't even know if he wanted Theo's help. But then when Theo was like, "This is right," and he just gave it a shot. So
He didn't
it
get
wasn't
that
Will
bad.
asking Theo.
Could
It
have
was
tried to
Olivia.
check it. He could have done something. I think Theo Will was certainly if you if you rewatch it, he was just as engaged in that conversation of getting the answer. He was like, "Are you sure?" And Theo was like, "I'm sure," which he was wrong. But you can't, again, I stand by, you can't cheat off someone and be mad that their answer's wrong. Like he tried, he didn't
That's
try
it's
and
a
fuck them
that's a
over.
fair point, Pam.
Yeah,
The daily challenge was called Ruin Race. They're tethered to
yeah.
their partner. Um,
I think it's rune race, like a rune.
Rune. What am I saying? Ruin,
Rune, not ruin, like
Rune. Yeah,
you'll
no,
ruin it.
Rune. I'm trying to say it right.
Rune,
Rune Race.
like
There's
prune.
codes. There's puzzles. There's math. There's cold water. Overall, boring daily challenge for me watching. I wasn't like,
It's another one where when you're just seeing it all unfold at the same time, like it was a cool challenge that was challenging for the challengers, I suppose. Like I didn't dislike it in theory, but it was another one where I was like, I don't know who's up,
I don't
Nani wins
care.
or
I didn't
whatever.
care. Even
Or
the
Michaela.
puzzle at the end, what was that nonsense? Sticking cubes into the I didn't I was like, okay, so there's a number, there's like 8 cubes, so that goes in the slot with the 8 cube area. There's four. So I don't
I just think fuck math. So
where do
I
they
was like,
come up with
oh,
this stuff? I don't
when they
even
were
know.
doing the like even 26 and they showed, which was fun, and I was like, nope. Mm-mm. When they showed 26 times like 84, that's hard to do.
That's nonsense. The to not if you write if I can write it down on a piece of paper, I'll solve it in 2 seconds. No
But
problem. I
you
know
can't
exactly how
write
to
it
do it.
like
But to not have it's just to try if that was I don't even remember if that was even one of the options, but to try to solve 84 times 26 just in your head, like that to me,
they
that's
were doing it
ridiculous.
like with the rocks.
I
If you
saw
actually
that
go
with
to
a rock, but how
there.
much could they actually see what they were writing down? Like,
I mean, you can sort of remember I don't know. That's what I'm like. This sounds terrible. I don't want to do that. It sounds awful. I think they're doing a good job of like being sort of creative on those. The three-dimensional puzzle I thought was actually good because that can,
yeah,
I
but
thought that
like
was fun.
maybe challenging for them, but I'm just looking at it like I can't I like to participate a little bit. I really do. Like at least with trivia, we can like say, "Oh no, that's I think this is the." I don't know. I want it to be a little more interactive. I
I
don't
agree.
like
It's
if
not
they're
that
doing
fun to
something
watch.
physical, like that's fine. You can watch that. Like, oh, how are they ever gonna jump from there to there? That's different. But like to watch someone solve a math equation, okay, I'm back in eighth grade math in junior high. Like, I don't need to be back there. Like, what am I doing? So
Yeah,
just. But we've talked plenty about how they're not our most fun challenges to watch. So
you're right.
we'll move forward. Um, Ashley crashes out so easily, I wrote. That was my next thing I wrote. I mean, and I mentioned it last week. This is the preview they showed, was her crashing out in the cold water. This girl I mean, Leo had it down. He was like, look, we're in this situation. Heightening your senses here is not going to help us figure out how to get. I still
Right.
don't really understand what happened. Did they not have the code right, or could they not figure out how to get the pieces out of the lockbox? I don't really understand what happened because
I think they
eventually
got the code wrong at first, and then they
they kept mentioning
and
like we
then they
can't get the
couldn't.
pieces out now, or like I don't even yeah. So, but they never. It looked like they never ended up even getting anything close to. They never made it back to dry land with them. So they weren't. They were definitely dead last. So
Yeah. And I felt bad for him because again, yeah, being hysterical doesn't help anything. And she was,
yeah,
and that is the Ashley that we know and love. She's always, you know,
yeah. That's
a
how she
little
is.
extra. It is how she is, which is not great when she's losing, but she did take it like a champ when she settled down.
Yeah.
It was like,
Uh,
I'm going in, I'm gonna win.
yeah, right. She did. She did realize. Okay, well, I think well, at that point, I think you have to. You're going into elimination no matter what. What at that point, really, if you are still crashing out after that, it's like, well, look, we're going into elimination. There's no way to go in mad about that. Just go in and
Yeah.
take care of business. Props to Cedric and Michaela. Got to give them their flowers again.
Yep.
It looks like, and we said this in the beginning, them, Turbo. We like the Viva and Yermi, but then again, I think the biggest wild card to go up is the Nani and Justin. Like putting them in top three now, I think is definitely a definite possibility. However, with the people that are left, the 7 teams that are left, besides Anissa and Jake, I wouldn't be shocked if any of the other teams won because I do think that they all are pretty darn good at this point. They are getting the
Yeah.
cream of the crop, as they say, that are the ones left over. Uh, Anissa
I
and Jake, I'm not sold
agree.
on. And then I guess you could put in technically Theo and Adrian, but they've won so many eliminations that it's hard for me not to think that they have a shot. Plus, they're the underdog, and I want to root for them. So that's the difference too.
I definitely want to root for them. I'm liking my position in this game because I like someone from each side of the alliance. So
Oh,
I'm
really?
yeah,
Okay.
I
Who
like
are
Theo
you rooting
and
for on
Adrian,
the bigger
Nani and
alliance?
Justin. Nani and
Nani and
Justin.
Justin, right? Yeah.
So I'm not I don't want to see Theo go home. I don't want to see him. I was really happy. Well, should we go back and then talk about the voting?
Say
So
whatever you
the
want to say right now.
club, we know Adrian tries to shoot her shot and
Yeah,
get
the
them
club.
to flip. It doesn't really work out, but
Right.
okay, A for effort. And then Theo is sort of explaining his plan that also doesn't make sense, but then we saw it come to life at the voting when
It made
he
sense to me ahead of time because their other plans kind of didn't make sense. But then when I said, I think I finally got it because what I really liked that he expressed to Nani was she's like, well, you could have put in any team. You didn't have to say that. He's like, I'm working with them just
right,
like you're working with your team. Like everything to me when Nani was and even Theo said like even Theo felt bad that he made her cry, which is why I was so 100% on his side because I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm just trying to like state my end of things. And yeah, I know I threw a Hail Mary. I know I caught you off guard, but all you had to do was say Aviv and Yermi. Technically, if she did, the rest of the house would have that on her side, would have voted that way because there's then guaranteed.
but that's a very shitty thing to make her do.
Well,
And
if he would have done it to whoever was in that
of
first
course,
spot. So
of
that it's
course,
so say Nani, don't take it so personally. Whoever was there, he would have tried to figure out a way. However, if it was like
absolutely.
Turbo, then he could have said, well, you
I'm
better.
not mad he did it, but I'm also totally understand Nani's response.
I do
It's like,
too.
don't make me be the person that has to wind up. She wanted to stay out of possibly voting Turbo in, which makes sense. Um,
Well, maybe don't just my point is maybe Nani don't give Theo the ultimatum that he's going in guaranteed every week or he wouldn't have to do this. Because you know
well,
what? They've done this for years on the challenge where okay, we keep putting the same person every week. Guess what? Someone tried to crack the code and you're mad about it. Well,
of
sorry,
course.
I don't that's why I don't feel bad. They
Well,
tried
no, I don't feel bad. And I think her response was like, again, human. Like, yeah, I don't think she's mad at Theo forever about it. It is doing whatever you can do, of course. And of course, a person's going to be like, that's a shitty thing to do to me. Don't do that. And especially at this point when they're getting close to the end, I think feelings are probably so volatile, which is why everyone's like, but I don't want to go in. You're going to regret that.
they're
It's much
close to, they're close to
more.
winning a ton of money. So there's also
Close to
that
winning. Right.
perspective. How about Theo and his group's celebration? When they came in, they stopped and then they left the room and they started celebrating again. Like that's the type of fun. It made me laugh out loud. And then later, when Turbo called Theo a son of a bitch, like the way he
Uh-huh.
said it was so good too.
Yeah.
Like this episode to me was just a lot of fun. There was a lot of fun stuff happening. Now, we don't have to get fully into the elimination yet, but like when we did get there, I was honestly rooting, which is really weird. I thought I'd be rooting one way. I was actually rooting for Ashley and Leo. I don't know which way you did, but that's where I was voting because I wanted Theo's full plan to have worked. So I think that's why I was more because I like Turbo and Sydney overall. I think they're a strong team. It would be interesting to see them work together in a final. But now that I'm so team Theo, getting rid of that stronger team would help him win. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm trying to figure out who to
I
really root
was
for.
I was rooting for Leo and Ashley too because I'm Team Nash this season.
Okay,
Um,
oh, you are.
yeah, I'm really into Nani and Ashley's friendship. I feel like this is the first season they've connected on, at least that
Hmm.
we've seen,
And
and I
and you know
like
what we
it.
got to see in this elimination, which was very interesting, Pam. We got to see two former champions go against each other, which you don't always get to see both people. Turbo
Oh,
has won a challenge, and Ashley has won the challenge. They both won the challenge. So they're both
Right.
former champions being placed up against each other. We've seen it in the past with like a Wes and a Bananas when they went up against each other. And I'm sure we can name others as well, but it doesn't
Hmm.
happen as often as you might think. So I thought that
Yeah,
was very cool to see that.
that was cool. That was
Yeah.
cool. And I like that Turbo talked about something we talk about often, where he's like, look, this kid's 23 and I'm 37
That
and I'm
age gap,
fit.
unreal.
Like it's, yeah, it's,
I think he was
you know,
22. I think he said 22, but either way, yeah, he's still
either way,
insane,
it's at least
insanely young. Yeah.
15 years and that just natural 20 something stamina. And Turbo was not 100% tonight.
Right.
So I was like, oof, this sucks. I was rooting for Ashley and Leo, but I wasn't like sad. I love Turbo, so I wasn't unhappy that they won. And I
Yeah.
do think they are the more deserving team. I mean, I
100%.
ultimately,
100% they are.
Ashley's done great, Leo was great, but I'm not at all. I wasn't like, no. I felt okay about it, and I felt like Turbo deserved the win because he did do it, he did pull it out, and then he did solve the puzzle.
Yeah, and I mean this whole episode has a lot of funny moments. Like even when they both went to pick up the cannonball and they both out loud verbally said, "Oh my God," I was like, "That is
Uh-oh.
great." I mean, just a lot of
Yeah.
fun. And then Ashley saying this is her favorite type of elimination because she's just sitting there hanging out. I don't know this. It felt it wasn't full old school challenge, but it felt there was a lot of funny moments
Mhm.
and there was good strategy, but the strategy didn't take over the episode. Like
Right.
it felt like that part of them deciding on who to go in. At this point, there's only so many people you can vote for, so they don't
Mhm.
spend 30 minutes to 45 minutes on who do you think or who do you think. There's only so many people, so they were able to kind of cut through that BS and get to Theo's kind of interesting idea for a plan and I don't know. I felt like the episode went by really fast. There's a lot of good humor in it. Um, yeah, just overall, really enjoyed the majority of this episode for sure.
I agree. I really liked it. I like the dynamic of all the teams left now. I like that Theo is cap captaining. Is that the word? I feel like they are
Hmm.
having fun. That's what sort of feels old school. It's
It's
even the
getting
shit
fun.
talk
Yeah,
is fun to some extent. I don't think Turbo and it's not getting below the belt. I feel like they are at this point fun adversaries. I want to bring up Anissa helping Ashley, which was kind of fucked up and weird. I understand her
however,
logic when they said it, but when Sydney
I
was like, all of a sudden, Anissa's Ashley's best friend, I would
it made
be like,
perfect sense to me. And actually, I like what Anissa said. Like made 100% sense in my head. I said, you know what, Anissa? Yeah, you're right. Like that is what you should be doing because if you really don't want to see Turbo and Sydney come back, what if you're allowed to say we know that the people in the audience can help out. We've seen it happen before. So like, yeah, why
yeah,
not, Anissa? If you really think you can help her solve the puzzle. By the way, we can get into that puzzle. To me, it seemed pretty obvious. Ashley, who's really good at puzzles, had it way wrong. She thought you had to solve it this way. But I was like, no, no, no. The middle number, obviously, all three sides should equal the middle. Just because one number was so much bigger than the others, it made no sense to put that number anywhere but in the middle. So I don't
right.
know what she was thinking because if you put 13 in the middle and you try to solve it this way, unless you put 13 maybe at the top of the pyramid, did she have it up there? Because then maybe these two could equal 13.
I
I don't
don't,
know, but like to me, it seemed more obvious you throw it in the center and then you have to solve it three ways.
it
Ugh,
was sort of like that other confusing thing that we didn't get with the color thing, and they had to wind up something that no one could get. I don't know what Ashley was thinking. I sort of do because they showed it that those numbers
they
should add
showed
up
her
or
make
something.
they showed the lines of what she was supposedly thinking, but
Wouldn't I don't
because then
math.
going down didn't make sense though, because they showed a line, they showed the lines this way, which made sense. Then they showed the line down. And I'm like, well, no, if you put the giant number in the middle, there's no way the side numbers. Anyways, I thought it was pretty obvious what you were supposed to do, and obviously Turbo solved it really well, not really fast, but once he solved, I mean, he had it.
Yeah, well,
Big
I
number in
felt
the middle.
bad for Ashley, when you just get it wrong. You think you figured something out, but you're
And that's
wrong.
the thing too, is like they were kind of was the triangular puzzle shown the entire time to them? Because what I was like thinking was, couldn't she just be like, because they all threw the puzzle pieces onto the ground. If you just hold them all in your hand, did they say we had to let them go? You could solve it while looking down at that triangular
So
puzzle and just be done
the
when they get.
center number was covered. I think that the empty spaces were open,
I should
but
have
the
looked
center
better.
number was covered.
Yeah.
So you didn't know those numbers wouldn't have meant anything except that you know it's numbers. Like you
Yeah.
need the middle number to make it make any sense.
Hmm.
Um,
I do want to mention the quick conversation between Aviv and Anissa. Because
yeah.
again, I was on Nissa's side for this conversation too. I was like Team Anissa this whole episode. Basically, when Aviv and her are talking, Aviv is like trying to get information, like, well, how are you guys going to vote and stuff like that, or like you wouldn't throw us in, right? And like I was like Aviv was really throwing me off tonight. Like you're ridiculous, Aviv. Who do you think Anissa's working with? You've known for weeks now that she's on the other side. So what are you trying to? What do you think? Yes, she's
Oh,
gonna put you in if she has to. If it's not Turbo and Sydney, if the vote goes to Yermi and Aviv. She's putting your ass in. What are you talking about? She's not going to save your ass.
I mean,
Aviv made no
eventually,
sense to me tonight multiple times, but
oh,
yeah.
and Ashley was already, I was going to say, eventually the alliance is going to have to turn on itself. So I was thinking, Aviv was thinking, well, you vote for Ashley. You guys don't like each other, but Ashley's already in. So
Already in.
yeah,
It's
sorry,
like
Aviv.
Anissa's not even a part of. Anissa left the room, Aviv.
Right.
Literally,
Because you
read
guys
the room, Aviv.
literally
Like I
bullied her out of it. So yeah.
multiple times tonight, Aviv, with the conversation she was trying to have, I was like, you, gosh, the
Yeah.
fact, you know what? Maybe it's because you've only done like 3 seasons in your entire life, but you've been around on in the challenge universe since like 2000 or
Yeah.
whatever. Like what are you doing?
Yeah. No, it wasn't. It was the way a person would think, not realizing that like it's a game and
Right.
everyone's in it
Yep.
for themselves. It's
And that
like,
was, and that
so you
again,
wouldn't,
Theo made the point too to Theo
right.
made the
It's
point
like,
to Nani. This is a game. Like
right. I don't think
we're not even
Anissa
like hear
hates
her.
Aviv,
He even
but
said that
yeah,
they're not even really close. Like they've kind of had their ups and downs. Like Nani and him aren't like really friendly. They don't really
they
hang
did.
out.
Yeah, they said they've been in a lot of challenges together. I think they like each other well enough. They're not are obviously on opposite sides of the house, but no, I don't think anyone did anything wrong. I think everyone's reactions were perfectly reasonable given
Yeah.
the situations. Like I agree with what
Yeah.
you're saying
And
that
like
of course.
To me, like Nani, look at yourself in the mirror. Like the reason that you're in this situation is because you put Theo in this situation the last 3 weeks.
Well,
Done.
Nani didn't do it. I mean,
That she's on that side
okay,
though, Pam.
but
She talking about Nani did do it though. She said his name and Adrian's name every single week for the last 3 weeks.
right,
So she
as
did
did
it.
everybody else.
Okay, not everybody else. That side. She could have flipped. She didn't want to do that. That's on her. I don't feel bad.
By the same argument, we could say this is Turbo's fault. He started a
That's
rivalry.
fine. No, I'm not saying it's not. Again,
It's
yes.
everybody saying this Nani did this. It's like, well,
No,
you don't think
well,
Nani
not
did it
Nani started the voting process though, and we know how votes go a
tonight.
lot of times.
Tonight.
Remember, like the season before on All Stars 5, whoever got the first vote, the rest of the team just like the rest of the, they up. Yeah, we're all gonna vote the same way.
No, I get it. I get it. And Theo, valiant effort. I love Theo's strategizing. Theo is like the Wes for me of this situation. Like he's doing a great job of like trying to get out of messes and being the lovable villain. Like I think Theo's doing a great,
He is the lovable villain this season.
yeah,
That's a great way to go
yeah,
about it. He is
yeah.
so
It's
fun to
like,
watch this season. Yeah, I mean, like look, I hadn't been Theo's biggest fan, since he's been on the show. But like I said, I say this to you every week. Sometimes it's every other week I like someone. But you
right.
know what I mean? Like some seasons I like you, but sometimes every episode. But no, Theo this season, this is his season for me. I'm Team Theo. If he comes back, I'm gonna root for him at the beginning of the next season, and we'll see if he falls off or I keep liking him. Who knows? But yeah, big
All
fan
right.
of Theo this
Dream
season.
scenario. I want the final three teams to be Turbo and Sydney, Theo and Adrian, and Nani and Justin, just because, ooh, what a fun battle. Now there's little rivalries between all of those.
So I think they're gonna let four or maybe I think there's
Oh,
gonna be more than 3 teams in the final. Is my point. I think it'll be four, and if it is four, I mean, there's a big difference. The teams I want to see are gonna be Theo and Adrian, uh, Nani and Justin. Give me Turbo and Sydney,
yeah.
and
That's my
that's
favorite three
three
too.
though. But if I get a fourth one, Aviv, I'm out on Aviv. I'm out on Anissa always. Okay, so it has to be Will. Will
I
and Olivia is my only other choice. Will and
see, I'm
Olivia.
out on, I just don't like Will.
That's fine, but Olivia.
Olivia deserves it, quote unquote. Like
Olivia's trying to
she's in,
prove some. I want. Olivia had such a rough season the other way. That was her own fault. Ladies of Leisure. bam. I want to see her go back to the time that she was teamed up with Horacio and they made it to a final and she got the only reason they lost technically is because she got DQ'd because she got hit in the face with the freaking ball. So I want to
You're
see her
right.
redeem herself in that way. So there you
I
go.
don't think I just think their teamwork is so bad. I blame him, not
Oh
Olivia.
yeah, it's bad.
It's so bad that I don't think they have a real chance. Even
Okay, well let's
Anissa
see. Let's
and
see. Let's have them.
Anissa.
Let's have them sit down next week. We're gonna make this up in our heads. They got to
Okay,
sit down next week. They got to solve their issue and say, look, Will, you don't have to like me, but we are the only reason that we're gonna care to win this damn thing is going to be us. No one else is gonna help
right.
us.
We
Hell, you
only have
saw
each
Theo
other.
try to help us last week. It didn't even work. So we gotta work as a team here.
Yeah.
It's all in my face. All in my face. All right. Any final thoughts on the episode for you, Pamela?
Um, no, I think we sort of covered everything. I think all the teams left are good,
Yeah.
mostly.
I think every episode is going to keep getting better and better because there's less teams. The line has been drawn in the sand. If someone crosses that line, oh my goodness, the house
Well,
is going to blow up. We'll get to see
it's
it
gonna
all.
happen.
So
I mean, it has to happen next week, right? Because now the tie has been broken. The numbers are
there's eight teams.
unless
There's seven teams left. So if a team wins and a team loses, there's going to be five teams voting. And yes, there cannot be a tie. So there you go.
yep. Ooh, yeah, it's getting good. Yeah,
Really
getting
good.
good. Good job, challenge.
All right. Well,
Happy
happy
Halloween.
Halloween, everybody. We'll see you all next week for episode 15 of this season of the challenge.
All
We are looking
right.
forward to it. That's right.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.